Welcome to the DGMA Philosophy series titled Questions That Refuse to Go Away Philosophy, Meaning and the God We Cannot Ignore. There are questions every human being encounters, questions that do not disappear with education, success, or distraction. Questions like, why is there something rather than nothing? Does my life actually mean anything? Why does suffering feel wrong instead of merely inconvenient? And why does the idea of God keep returning, even when we try to silence it? These are not religious questions at first. They are human questions. The philosopher Martin Heidegger once observed that human beings are uniquely aware of their own existence and troubled by it. We do not simply live, we wonder why we live. Centuries earlier, Augustine of Hippo described this restlessness with haunting clarity. You have made us for yourself, O Lord. Confessions, Book I. Notice, Augustine does not begin with doctrine. He begins with experience. This series exists because some questions refuse to go away. Not because they are imposed by religion, but because they arise from reason, conscience, and longing. Thomas Aquinas argued that philosophy does not replace faith, nor does faith abolish reason. Instead, reason prepares the mind for truths it cannot fully reach on its own. A small error in the beginning leads to a great error in the end. De ente et essentia. In other words, first questions matter. Modern culture often tells us that meaning is something we invent, morality is something we negotiate, and hope is something we pretend. Why does love feel sacred rather than accidental? And why does despair feel rational but unbearable? Blaise Pascal, a mathematician and philosopher, diagnosed this tension precisely. There is a God-shaped vacuum in the heart of each man which cannot be satisfied by any created thing. In Pensées, fragment 148. This series is not an attempt to force belief. It is an invitation to think honestly. Christian philosophy does not begin by asking you to stop thinking. It asks you to think more deeply about being, truth, goodness, and hope. As C.S. Lewis once observed, if I find in myself a desire which no experience in this world can satisfy, the most probable explanation is that I was made for another world. Mere Christianity, Book 3. That is the posture of this playlist. Not every question begins in faith, but every honest question points beyond us. If you are a believer, this series will deepen wonder. If you are unsure, it will respect your intellect. If you are skeptical, it will meet you where the questions already live. These are the questions that refuse to go away. And perhaps they are refusing to go away for a reason.